Welcome back to the Rope Access channel. In this video we'll be performing an old level 3 trick and it's called the breaking into a tight line. Let's get into it. This exercise is not something that gets taught anymore. It used to be one of the staples of a level 3 rescue. I need to break into a tight line. My casualty is working down there in a silo. He was done with work and he wanted to climb back up. And then on the way up he passed out and by accident he also loaded his backup device. So I have 2 tight lines. Like all the other rescues, we can do this in 5 ways, 10 ways. It depends on how much gear and how creative you are. I like to teach you the most basic way possible. Usually in silos you would be standing on the platform or whatever on the top, so it's easy to move around. I'm going to perform this as a hanging haul, just to make it a little bit harder. And I'm going to show a way that I haven't done for at least 5 years. So let's see how it goes. And it will be a way without using any gear. The only assumptions I'm making is we have a descender, a Jumar, a foot loop, and 3 cowtails. I think that's about it. And a rescue set. That's what we need. It's going to be really, really heavy. And just adding 1 pulley, it would make it a lot easier. But yeah, let's see how far I get. First thing I'm going to do is prepare the backup for the casualty. I will count my points. I've climbed up in my chest descender. I'm still suspended. I have 1 cowtail here and 1 cowtail here. So I have at least 2 points of contact. I can take my backup and move it. I'm going to get ready to put my backup on the casualty's backup rope. That's very important because he's in his ascenders. Now, if this is a 50-meter silo and you cannot see or it's dark and dusty, then you just pick a rope and hope you get the right one because you don't have another choice. Next up is I'm going to take my rescue set, clip it through both carabiners, and then I'm going to take my ascender. I'm using a spark for this one. No specific reason, except that was the one that's on my harness right now. I do have a rig somewhere, but I'm using this. And for the challenge, and for the exercise and the practicing, I want to use this. So the rope path will be a little bit different than my muscle memory is used to, but like I said, we'll see how far I get. So the idea is that I'm going to perform a counterbalance rescue, similar to a crawl rescue, which you can see up here. And I'm going to counterbalance. I need to find my balance. I need to make it long enough to step that I get a loop that's big enough that I can thread into the spark and close it. And then I have a descent control device to lift him up through. But the first step is going to be a hard one, and the steps after that as well, because I don't have any pulleys. It's going to be all friction, friction, friction. So for the first step, I'm going to leave this ASAP off. It's going to be 1 small step. The ASAP will not do anything. It's going to be in my way. So I have my hand descender here. I have my foot loop here. I don't want to drop these things. That would not be nice. I don't want to lower this one out too much because then I can't reach it anymore. So it's kind of tricky what you put where. So I'm going to put my foot loop through here. Connect the Jumar, and I think I'm going to make my foot loop as long as possible. And this is the CMC Boost foot loops, kind of new. I worked on a crane, so it's kind of greasy as well. And it's longer than normal, so that's easy. So if I'm going to stand up, then I will get, right now, I will get this textile next to this textile that's moving. We don't really want that. I don't have an option. I don't have that much gear to choose from. Okay, I could put it here, but there's also a lot of stuff here. I'm going to choose this one because this I can beforehand put everything next to each other and limit the friction. It will only be for a short period of time. Put my foot in, put the rope clamp on the rope. I'm going to pick the right one, and this is the one he's suspended in. And like I said, it needs to be sort of a big step to be able to thread the rope in here. I'm gonna take a second to orient myself, like visualize what do I need to do. The loop that comes here needs to go through like this. Okay. Now I know if I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna move that way, then the chest ascender will be without any tension, and that's what we don't want. So I'm gonna step out of this into this kind of homemade progress adjust. Like so. Rope management. So as you can see, now I'm really on my rigging system, and it's going to make it very hard, and it's easy to lose track of what goes where. So your rope management is so super important. Okay, let's see how far we get. I'm going to make a really big step. Get this rope, and I want this rope on this side and thread it in. So maybe I can make the step bigger. I'm going to stand up all the way, lift the dummy, find the rope I need to thread in, do that one-handed. And if I would be a little bit more comfortable, I should be able to use two hands. But one-handed works. And I'm going to sit back down slowly. And now, there's a little bit of slack in the rope, and it's in my descender. So things should start to get a little bit easier. I'm going to put on the backup. Arrow is going to be pointing down. And we know that we need an extra carabiner here, according to Petzel's statements, which, well, I still have I have a snapper here. Maybe I have a snapper extra. And in a real emergency, you could maybe not do it, or just take a carabiner from a cowtail. I don't know, if you don't have it, you can't use it. But I get one, so let's pretend I'm going to put this one in later, because there's not enough slack yet. So I'm going to repeat the same step. But now that I have him in, I'm going to put my foot loop a little bit lower, where we have less friction, more metal. And all I'm going to do is step up, big step again, and pull the rope through the descender. A step up, full weight is in it, pull the rope up, take in the slack, pull the rope up a little bit more, sit down. Take in some slack again. I have enough to put in. And before I show you the next step, give that video both thumbs up, because this is heavy work. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell to always be notified of a new upload. You can support the channel. If you want to support the channel in a different way, you can also head over to Patreon, where you become a level 1 patron. And for every video you watch of me, or the video that I release on Patreon, and where I say charge for this, then you buy me a cup of coffee. So basically, when you go watch a video with a cup of coffee, you buy me one. That would be well appreciated for all this hard work. Whew, I need a coffee right now. Okay, so for the next step, well, actually it's going to be one more, same one. I'm going to stand up completely, lift up, pull through. Manage the backup. Now there's different ways to do it. Again, like I've said it before, I will do one more. And I think then I've got enough room for the next step. Stand up completely. Lift all the way up. Take in the slack. Manage the backup. So in worst case, I could continue like this and the dummy is coming up. If I make steps this big, it's like 50 centimeters each one. Very good to do if you master that counterbalance. I've said it well, not on the channel maybe, but master that counterbalance. Find the position. One more step just to show you. Find that position where you are really fully suspended in the rope. I have my full weight on this leg, okay? I grab the rope clamp, I pull down, and it doesn't really cost me that much because it's my weight that's doing the work. Pull through the rope, and I'm hanging on with one hand, but it could be one finger basically. And sit down. If I would have a different descender, I would have to lock the handle all the time. So it's a good thing I'm using a spark. All right, now that I have this much rope, I can transfer, hopefully it works, this into a sort of 3-to-1 with carabiners. And now you guys tell me what the actual mechanical advantage would be of a 3-to-1 with carabiners. Watch the video up there. This won't be efficient, that 1-to-1 is more efficient. But people always want to make this for some reason. So now I could pull up to get it, but to pull up I need, well, maybe should have done one more step actually. Let's see how far we get. That's the good thing about not practicing before filming. So if you know how to do a clove hitch, you can use a clove hitch, which is adjustable. I take my clove hitches on, I put the hand descender back on, push it all the way down, lock the carabiner, go through a carabiner again, and now I'm actually pulling on a 3-to-1 system. Let me show you. Maybe it will just work. If I stand up here, I'm pulling here, and I have the load is suspended here, so that's 1, 2, 3. It's a 3-to-1 system. I pull up. That was a very small one because I don't have a lot of room. I lower this one down again. I'm standing and pull up. All right, I need a little bit more room to move, so I'm going to lower myself on the next step I'm doing up. I'm going to lower myself a bit, like so. And now I can make bigger steps. That's one. And it will be up and pull and sit down. Manage that back up. So you see, it will work. It will just take a lot of time and a lot of effort. So better be prepared for this kind of situations. And we move, stand up, pull up. So the rope direction here is not the right way. I'm running into an issue, so I'll take the time to solve it. If you do this on your assessment, and you take the time to solve all these little issues, it's not bad that they occur, it's bad that you don't solve them. So take the time to do that. So now I think the rope path will be better if it goes along this side. Now you tell me what's quicker. I think the 1-to-1 is quicker, but people always want to see this. I like counterbalances. All right, I have enough to pull it through like this. And back up again. It's all so small, these steps. So now I can move my clove hitch. And depending on the foot loop, you could tie this with a prosec knot on the rope as well. And in these situations, there's a lot of questions. Can I do this? Can I do this? Yeah, you can do anything you want, just as long as you're safe. It's an emergency. Move the clove hitch. I'm gonna stand up. And it's a bit of a bigger step. Manage to back up. Move it down. And I'm gonna stand up. And there we go. Bigger step. Stand up. I'm going to change one more thing because I'm constantly hitting with this carabiner. If I go here, then I do get that friction part I was talking about before. As my GoPro is empty. Move it down. Ooh, I'm not that tall. Stand up completely. I'm sitting on it, full weight, slide pull. I will sit on it again. Manage to back up a little bit more. Full weight, 2 fingers, pull. It can be that easy. Again, full weight, 1 finger. And down. So if you set it up properly with minimal gear, it's possible to lift about 75 to 80 kilos. Fairly easy, it just takes time. If this would be an efficient pulley system with not as many resets, it would be a lot better. Foot in, sit down, pull up. Oh, pulling on the wrong one. These step over. Okay, one more for a big reset. So we'll move the clove hitch again. Exhausting. It's a good workout. Move the clove hitch. Such a great knot. I recently got the comment, yeah, it's an illegal knot. There is no knot police, people. If you make sure your systems are safe and have a proper risk assessment, you can use any knot you want. IRATA has a statement about it in the ICOP. Maybe I can find it and overlay it on the screen right now. It should be working. Yeah, well, it will be on the screen. So I'm grabbing up here and I feel there's a carabiner twisting. So I'm gonna have a look, see what's happening. All right, everything is still locked up there. I'm gonna make one very big step, I think. Step, sit on it, pull down, step up, pull down. This much. I'm almost there. Manage to back up. All right, this is going to be awkward and big. 1, 2, 3. Sit on it. Pull up. I'm going to stand up. Pull up. You see, as the higher you get, the bigger the steps get. Down. It's getting hot in here. So I'm running I'm encountering a hand descender. I'm going to take it off and I'm going to use it. First thing, lesson number 1, steal your casualties gear. Now I can change this clove hitch for a rope clamp. Rope management. I'm not sure if this is right. We'll go this way. I need to be pulling on this. Put the carabiner. Oh, good thing it's attached. It wants to slide down. Alright, footlet is set. So now if something that slides down easily, resets will be quicker. Very big step. Move, and I can move it a lot easier. Move it up a little bit. Put my foot in. We'll do one more big step and see where we are. One. I will reset with the Zoomer. There we go. Manage the backup. Sit on it. Pull, pull, pull. Stand up. Pull, pull, pull. Stand up. Pull, pull, pull. Getting there. Shoelaces are coming undone. Woo. And sit down. Uncomfortable, no hands. Slight pull up. The casualty is almost out. He is almost safe. I will pull this one down and do the same thing again. Sit down and just a slight pull up. It's kind of a mess here, but the sliding through, I'm going to stand up again. Full weight. Easy pull. Manage the backup. And now the backup, the casualties ASAP released. It's not a bad thing. I just need to manage and watch what's happening. I don't want to have slack above his backup device. Worst case, I need to pull in all the rope until the knot, the stopper knot at the end, is in his ASAP. For now, I think it's good enough. So we almost got him out of that tank, because that's where he was, remember? It was a tank rescue. All right. Rope management again. Just keep monitoring, keep watching. Put the backup away. Put the foot in. Sit down, pull up, stand up, pull up, stand up, straight leg, use your weight. Oh, I hit the top at the top, I hit the top at the top. Backup is still good. Get my bearings again, what's happening. Everything is twisting. I'm almost ready to pop him out of his crawl. So I can almost reach it. We do one more step. And while you watch me do that final step, let me tell you about the beautiful place I'm making that step in. So right now, I'm filming this at Industrieel Klimmen in the Netherlands. It's a beautiful training center, as you can see behind me. And here we teach, they teach all kinds of training. GWO, work safely at height, fire awareness, manual handling, first aid, all that good stuff. And IRATA as well. And basically any training you want, it can be custom made for your company. I'm the technical authority for IRATA here, so I teach most of the trainings as well. If you want to come train with me, follow the links in the description. If you want to buy something from the web store, well, follow the links in the description and you get a little discount. And if you buy through those links, well, you actually support the channel as well.
So my microphone just fell.
A few moments later.
Sterk spul dit.
Hello? Can you hear me? Sound check.
Should be good. Let's watch the monitors. Beweegt, is the sound monitor thing moving? Geluid? Epic DJI makes great microphones. They can drop down for 8 meters straight onto the concrete. Still working. Okay. I was going to do one more step, I think. I don't remember. No, I just did one more step. But, well, it's so much fun. We do one more step. Now, I've seen in the past, when I used to teach this stuff, before 2015, I saw level 3s wanting to release that dummy from the chest ascender, and they did a counterbalance rescue. Now, stop the video. Think about it. What would be the easiest way to get the casualty out? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's in a descender. You can just lower him into something. That's not right, Alex? No, it's not. Cowtail. Lower him into a releasable system, that's what I should say. I'm gonna find out how high I need to go to clip him into the anchor point, and if I'm clipping him into the anchor point, I would like to do it in such a way that I don't squeeze any other gear, which is almost impossible. So, I will go a little bit higher, because I'm not there yet. I can lower this. And right now there's, again, so many options I could do to get him out of the chest ascender, but I want to get him in straight away. Lower this one, step up one more time. So I think that this has to be the most cluttered rescue exercise I've filmed so far. I know what's going on. I hope you know what's going on. I also know that my shoelace is coming undone. So I hope my boot stays on. So for yourself, you should always be mindful what's going on, what's happening, where is my gear. Almost there, and I can barely raise him higher. I can do, take off the hand descender, take it off the rope here, put the hand descender back on. It should not have come off, was not necessary. Lift it up and go through the 2 holes at the, right now the bottom. So now I get a little bit more height. Reset this one. Okay, almost there. I'm gonna get up and clip this in. And as you can see, sometimes you just have to try and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, if it does work, we're good. If it doesn't work, well, that's too bad. All right, he's in one cowtail. We're rocking here, baby. Take my foot out. Start cleaning up. Nah, not clean up. Yeah, clean up. He's still got his ASAP. So you can see it's been a long time ago. I don't have the steps in my mind completely, but I wanted to show to you that you don't actually need it as long as you keep counting points, prevent shock loads on devices with teeth and all that stuff, right? I'm going to clean up, and I want my casualty and 2 cowtails here just for fun to finish the exercise. Normally, we just lower him down, close the hatch and lower him down, right? I just want to clean up and get him ready to move down. So I'm going to actually suspend him in a grillon that suddenly appeared magically. So it will be easier to descend down after this is filmed. I will put it not here. I want it in between. It's too cluttered. Watch this. So I'm going to make 1 more counterbalance step, probably 3. 1 to get this one in. And this one is pulling up through here like so. I can make a big step and put that in between. And I want that in between because he will be suspended in the grillon. And then the grillon, the cowtail will be able to move freely. So I will stand up, do a counterbalance. I have some room to move. Try to rope management at the same time. And sometimes it just doesn't work. He still had his ASAP. He still had his other point. So I will undo that cowtail. Do up the grillon. Take in some slack. Put in the cowtail. Lock the cowtail. And you see, all this time I've been counterbalancing, just with one hand, quite comfortable actually. So I will pull up a little bit more. If it goes, try to take out the slack of the grillon. Release everything. Clean up. Clean up will be hopefully this way. It's going to be very cluttered. Okay, it's hard to take that one out. I know I will get a little bit more space as soon as I release the casualty into the, whatchamacallit. You know, this one. Climb safe dinges. Very good positioning device. The name just slipping out of my mind. Okay, so right now ASAPs are almost against each other. I will steal this because you steal all the gear from your casualty. He has his 2 connections there. I can lower the casualty. So it's advised to put a redirect on it. I know it's only like a few centimeters. I'm gonna go like this. That's it. The tension is off. Right now he's in his grillon and in a cowtail. And I get some room to play here, hopefully, or not. Maybe I made sort of a mess right now. Yeah, it's kind of stuck. Let's go the other way. Clean up, clean up, clean up. I'm going to put it on a length that is actually useful for normal climbing. Something like this maybe. Not completely used to it yet. Leave it like this. What do we got? Count again. 1, 2 points. I can take the descender off. Put it on my harness. Over here. I can foot loop, and I had a hand ascender was my main ascender. Let's move that way again to get out of the way. And right now I want to go down and I don't need my descender for other things, so I'm going to get into the descender. And position myself here. I took the rope where the knots are the highest. It's only 5 centimeters, but it will make this part easier. So release this one. Okay, now the challenge becomes, because there's so much stuff in here, that everything looks ugly, so I'm gonna have to do at least one more counterbalance to solve it. But the task was get the dummy up here with minimal gear from a tension, with breaking into a tight line. That's what I showed you. Right now he's suspended in a grillon. It could be 2 cowtails, and from here it's basic crawl rescues or lowering. I can put him onto mid descent, but we said he was above a silo. So on the silo we can close the hatch, lower him down to the ground, would be a meter, and then the emergency services could come get him. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, remarks, what do you think of this, me getting into this stuff unprepared? I like it. I like to solve problems, but maybe it's not the best teaching. It's a little bit of a, what do you call it? It's a little bit of a trial and error video, this. I think for a level 3, especially after a few times, you should be able to solve anything without really practicing that one scenario, just what you encounter. This is minimal gear. If I had more gear, like I have on my harness, like a little pulley here and there, an extra rope clamp, this would be so easy. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay connected. Weep.